Frequent flyer flies, la 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 la. Frequent flyer is back.
What's up? You checking out the Frequent Flyer? Welcome back to the channel. Smash the like button to show your support. If you're new to the channel, I'd like to extend the warmest welcome. I'm back out here at my favorite park, y'all. This is Squirrel Park. Affectionately named Squirrel Park by me. But I'm out here to show you guys something. Temu contacted me and asked me if I would be willing to show a few of their items from their website on the channel. In return, I get to not return the item. They're just sending it. I'm not getting paid for this or anything like that, but we're gonna check this thing out. Let's open it up. Came with this carrying case here, hard case, and this thing is pretty cheap too, y'all. Here the instructions manual and all is in there. We have a quick start guide. We have a little illustration and all on how the phone app works. We have this little QR code on the other side for Android, and we have one for iOS. So you can download the app on your phone, because this thing is a Wi-Fi FPV drone. And I'm not sure if it works off of 5.8 gigahertz as well, but the transmitter also has a screen on it. Check it out. We're gonna peel this little screen protector off it there, and so look, this thing has a little screen where you can look at your FPV signal, and I'm not sure if that's 5.8 gigahertz. It seems like it's really nice though. I did test this out indoors. I plugged it in, made sure that this thing did connect to the transmitter, and I can tell you now that the Wi-Fi signal, if it is Wi-Fi, I initially thought it was 5.8 gigahertz because of the low latency of the video. It's very low latency, but it seems that it might be Wi-Fi. Maybe it's 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi or something like that, because I did try to connect to the signal from this drone with my my FPV goggles, and it did not work. Which leads me to believe that this thing must be 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi or something like that. But nevertheless, it does connect to your phone. It connects to this transmitter here. This is a brushless drone. It has brushless motors and folding props and folding arms. They were also boasting this thing to come in a version that has 3 cameras. I think mine only has 1 camera. I don't think those other 2 are actually cameras. Only this one right here is an actual camera, as far as I can tell. I didn't see anything on the transmitter as far as swapping between the cameras or zooming or anything like that. And so I'm just going to say that I know that this one is a camera here. The transmitter, it feels not too bad. You know, I guess it's in between really good transmitter and cheap transmitter. It's right in between, so it has some quality. The screen definitely looks like it's of quality. It has shoulder buttons there. I'm not sure what the shoulder buttons do, but let's get this thing opened up so we can see what it does. It does come with a charging cable. Looks like there's a data cable in there as well. So there's 2 cables, USB type C. There's also an SD card in here. So they're giving us an SD card. We have an SD card reader. The SD card is already installed in the transmitter. It came already installed in the transmitter. We only get 2 spare props. But you get 2 batteries though. I have 1 battery installed already. I think this is a battery that I tested already. So this is the charged battery. It is proprietary, and the battery does have a little USB socket there. This is the normal USB. So one of these USBs must be the normal USB, micro USB, and the other one is USB type C. The controller or transmitter has the USB type C socket there. So this has an internal battery, so you charge it. You cannot access the battery in that transmitter. But let's get this thing fired up so we can actually see how this thing performs. I have not flown this thing, so let's get it in the air. I wish this transmitter had a lanyard on it. It don't have a lanyard, but it does have this little holder for your phone if you wanted to fly this with your phone. But I use my phone to record the action, so we're definitely not going to use a phone to fly this thing. Let's see if we can get it fired up. See what it does. I forgot to mention this thing has obstacle avoidance as well, but I doubt if we're going to be able to use the obstacle avoidance out here. Usually obstacle avoidance, it's bothered by the sun. It's very sunny today. Optical flow as well. So let's get this thing fired up. Oops, I started the motors before turning the screen on. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there is an image coming through here. I'm going to hit record, and it's recording. Let's take it up. Very quiet this thing is. Check it out, the optical flow is working. Hands free, y'all. So it is working. Now I doubt if obstacle avoidance is going to work right now. Let me fly up to this very slow. You might have to toggle it on. Yeah, I think I have to toggle it on. But let's see what kind of video footage we can get out of this thing. You can control the camera's pitch. Okay, it's not letting me control it while it's recording. So I guess you can aim it before you actually get this guy up in the air. Hopefully this is giving a representation of how this thing records, the image quality and all. Okay, let's see if we can turn obstacle avoidance on. I think it's this button right here, y'all. So I'm gonna hit that button. It's flashing. Let me see if that turned on obstacle avoidance. Yes, it did. Wow. So this thing will not fly towards the tree there, y'all. So obstacle avoidance is on. It's moving away from the trees and everything. Let me see. Did this have a speed? I think it has a speed mode. There it is right there. So let's look at the yaw. I'm going to stop this recording to make sure we get it. Let's see, what do I have to do? Okay, you have to press and hold the record to stop it. So we're in its second rate. Check it out. That's its yaw. And it's not moving. I got to turn off that obstacle avoidance, y'all. Okay, so obstacle avoidance is off now, so we can fly around freely. This is the speed that it's flying in second rate. I'm surprised that the optical avoidance works, y'all, outdoors. truly surprised that it's working outdoors, the obstacle avoidance. Usually when these companies have obstacle avoidance on these drones, it's usually an infrared sensor, but I'm guessing this thing isn't using that method, because it definitely works outdoors. And so this is the highest rate here. Does move around pretty well. Nice yaw rate. Wow. So depending on what the footage looks like, this is a pretty capable drone, y'all. Let me look at it and see. I'm not sure if we'll be able to actually navigate with this thing by just looking at the screen. Let's see. Not sure if you guys can see that screen. Let me try to go over here in the shade. Its obstacle avoidance is working well, y'all. Look, hands off, and this thing is spot on. It's just sitting there. Let's look at this, y'all. It has 2 spotlights in the front. When I press obstacle avoidance, it flashes. Let's move towards it and see if it backs up. It's not backing up with obstacle avoidance on. So the lights do flash though to let you know that obstacle avoidance is on. So I'm guessing it just won't let you fly forward. Let me see. Yeah, very, very slow. It's acting like it don't really want to move. Yeah, I turned it off so I can fly it normally. Seemed like it was starting to drift away on me because it was near too many obstacles. So I would say this thing is definitely a good buy. Having obstacle avoidance and having this FPV on it. You have FPV on the screen. The app is boasting other features that you can do, waypoints and stuff like that, using the phone app. So you gain a bunch of features by downloading the phone app and flying it with that in conjunction with this transmitter here. You can also fly it with just the phone app. So let's see. Let me bring it back over here. Yeah, it's a little breezy out here now. Breeze is starting to pick up. It'll try to hold this position though with the optical flow. And so I wanted to see if I can control the camera tilt. Oh, I was using the wrong buttons. So the camera tilt buttons are up here, y'all. So let's see. Yep, you can tilt the camera. Hopefully you guys can see the camera tilting. You can't make it point directly down, but it's a pretty decent angle. You can look at the ground in front of you. Make sure you guys can see that angle. And that's the furthest it will go up. And that's the furthest it will go down. And I gotta say that optical flow is spot on. It's rock solid. This thing was pretty much sitting in one spot for me. I wasn't really touching the controls. It could use a little more pitch just to fly it sporty, but I get it. This thing isn't a sporty flyer. It's not intended for that. This thing is a camera bird. So you want this thing to not really fly too fast. You want it to be stable and stay in one spot, you know, stay put when you leave it alone. And this obstacle avoidance is a good feature too. So Me personally, I'm not really into the camera drones and all, but this one seems to work as advertised. I haven't found anything that they advertise that this thing doesn't do. Let me see, what else can we test on here? I know there's some settings and all inside this this screen here in the transmitter. You can like change settings inside there. You can change the resolution and all of that stuff. Also, there's a separate on and off switch for the well, on and off button for the screen on the transmitter, so you can turn that screen off without turning the transmitter off, and you can turn the transmitter off without turning the screen off, so it's independent actually. And what else? We have return to home. We already know return to home is just going to make it fly backwards down the heading. And I think we have a headless mode on here. Yeah, let's try that. I'm not sure if the headless mode, wait, this thing says it flips. Let's see if this thing actually does flips. So this thing actually does flips, y'all. Let me see if this thing does forward flips. We just did a side flip, that's a forward flip. Backwards flip. Flip to the other side. Okay, so this thing flips. So you can have a little bit of sporty fun with it. Let's see, I put it back in the first rate because we didn't look at the yaw on the first rate. The yaw looks like it doesn't change. It looks like a pretty decent yaw though. We're in first rate, let's see. That's second rate, third rate. The yaw stays the same, y'all, in all three rates, but it's a pretty decent yaw. And it's flashing now, so it's at LVC. So let's take it back over here and land it. Oh, we can land right here. Let's try. There's a button here that makes it auto land. And it landed. And it was a pretty smooth landing, y'all. So the K12 Max Series brushless drone with obstacle avoidance. It has optical flow. It has headless mode. The transmitter is pretty decent. The transmitter actually has a screen on it. A pretty awesome buy, I think, if you ask me, for the price that I saw listed. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the link in the description to take advantage of Temu's $100 coupon bundle, or you can just download the Temu app and input DPN7283 in the search, and many times you can get up to $300 worth of coupon bundles. Don't miss out on some great deals at Temu.